Welcome to the Dawn Osborne Show, Limitless Life. The big question women like you and I ask is, how do we do that? How do we have a growth mindset? How do we increase our emotional intelligence? How do we do life, business and marketing, and yet still remain balanced in the rhythm of our life and our family? Those are the questions that this podcast will answer. My name is Dawn Osborne, and welcome to my Limitless Life podcast. As you can see from there, we have a high and we have a low. And thank you, Matt. That was really inspiring. Thank you. We've got a little, I wasn't a hippie, I wasn't a jam hippie, but I was something similar, just different words. But as from Matt's story, you know, we've got highs of highs and we've got lows of lows. Every one of us in this room is at a high and we've had a, have we not? No. Oh, you lucky person, what are you, a miracle? But that's just life, right? It's just life. We have highs of highs and lows of lows. So I'm going to share my story with you today, and it's very similar to Matt's, different, you know, in a different context, but I had the high of highs, and I thought that mine did not stink, okay? But then something happened, and I had the low, a bit like Matt, the low of I met my maker. And so my story today is a lot about restoration. So next slide. Okay, so there's a photo. I'm not going to talk about that right now, but I just want you to see it because I'm going to come back to that later. So who am I? I'm a mother of 4. I have 4 children in 4 years. You're like, how did she do that? I had twins in the middle. Twins in the middle. My twins were 9 months old. I was breastfeeding, and lo and behold, a little miracle appeared, and I end up with a 4th child. How it happened? I call it immaculate conception. I have no idea how I got a 4th child, I can tell you, but I did. And she is an absolute gem. She's like a mini me. She's sassy and loud, and yeah, quite a challenge. I'm a country girl, a bit like Matt. Come from the country of Wales. I was raised on a cattle farm, so I'm a bit of a tomboy. Grew up on motorbike. I actually got motorbikes. I'm so sorry. I actually do it right now. I've got a bike right now, but yeah, I was a tomboy. I was out in the paddocks, so I kind of lived your life. I'm sorry. I'm an entrepreneur. I left home at 15, and I just went straight into work. Created businesses, created products, all that kind of stuff. I've had a pretty dramatic life, and of course I'm a coach and speaker now, okay? But the story I'm going to tell you today is about the high of highs. So if you just go to the next slide for me. Okay, does anybody know these two? No? Billy Mays, he was big in the 90s, right? He used to have flowery shirts, and he'd be selling you pots and pans and do you want, and there's more, and remember? He's tools and but there's more, these guys were infomercial kings in America. Billy Mays and Anthony Sully. They had a show on the Discovery Channel in the States called The Pitchman Show. All right, so next slide. So remember those. Who's this? Kerrie, Duchess of York. So she was just coming out of her she was Weight Watchers, yeah? She was Porky, remember? We got her. So, but she wasn't when she was with Weight Watchers. So she just came out of her contract for Weight Watchers. Okay, next slide. Know what this is? The Home Shopping Network in the States. 94 million viewers. Billions and billions of dollars of sales, right? Goes through that in a day. What have all those 3 things got in common? Me. I know, right? Pretty impressive. I'm just an ordinary girl from Wales who, something happened, there was like a convergence of this amazing thing, and I end up in the middle of those 3. Okay, how? Sarah Ferguson had just come out of a Weight Watchers contract, okay? I remember I said I was an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur created products. I created a slimming product, slimming coffee. Was anybody been on it? No? I'm not going to admit it, that's all right. So I created a slimming coffee. My cousin was her PT. And I said, can you put her on my coffee? And he said, yeah, sure. He was just happened to be in Australia. I give him the coffee. He goes back. He's her PT. He puts her on the coffee. Bam, she loses 6 kilos. She says, I want more. I want more. I want more. So I was, okay. In the meantime, I meet a Jewish woman, Joanna Benjamin, amazing Jewish woman, lives on Park Avenue in New York, right? I meet one of her contacts. This contact says to me, you need to come to America and you need to meet Joanna Benjamin. I went, right, I'm in. So in the meantime, so I've got three things going on here. I've got the Duchess of York, who's on the product. I said to her, will she be my celebrity endorsement? She said yes. I've got the Pitchman show. They heard that I had access to the Duchess of York, so they said, we'll do a show. We'll get you on the Discovery Channel. We'll do a reality show with you and Fergie. Because they were doing a show about products, right? So I was like, oh my gosh. And then Joanna Benjamin was going to put me on HSN with 9 million viewers. So who thinks that's the high of the high? I mean, that's it, like big time. Boy, did I think I was it. I was like, now, did you remember I had 4 little kids? Yeah. So 4 little kids. Yeah, it was pretty full on. I just want to go to the next slide so that I stay on track, right? So what's happening? So next slide for me. So what's happening? I've got this mega deal. I'm thinking that I'm amazing. I've got 4 kids under 5. At the time, I'd done quite well with the product and I had sold lots of it and I was able to buy lots of property. So I owned a few properties. So I pulled all the equity out of my homes. Now, entrepreneurs are risk takers. We jump off a mountain and then we build a parachute on the way down. That's how I roll. There was no fear whatsoever. It was like, yes, I'm going to take all the family money and I'm going to throw it into this project because it was a win-win. It was like, it wasn't going to fail. It was going to win. I got everything. I got all my ducks in a row. It was on. So I used to work 20 hours a day. I didn't eat well. I ran on adrenaline. I burned the candle at both ends and I thought I was that woman. I was incredibly driven, I was blinded with my own agenda, okay? I am power, I can't. It's like I left my husband and the children to a side, and I thought that I was that word there, which is invincible. Let's have a look what that means. Too powerful to be defeated or overcome. That is where I was at. I thought I would never lose. I was so self-centered and it was all about me. But then something tragic happened. I woke up one morning and nothing could move from my neck down. Nothing. I was completely, I wouldn't say paralyzed because I could feel, but there was part of me that was just not able to function. And my hands were flipped over like this, and my legs, and I had lumps in my legs. And you know, what do you do when you wake up in the morning and you can't move? What's the first thing you do? Ring your mum. That's what I did. I rang my mum. I'm like, okay. And she's like, call the ambulance, call the ambulance. And I was like, okay. So I called the ambulance and they basically took one look at me and said, whoa, what are you doing? Because this is not good. They rushed me to the doctors and hospital and they checked me all out. They said, there's something really, really wrong. We just don't know what it is, but there's something really wrong. Clearly, you can see what I was doing. I was on adrenaline, like I was an adrenaline junkie. So I'm starting to get signs that my body is giving up on me. But where was I? I am invincible. I have the power. I will keep going. It's mind over matter, you know? And as a result, there's this other thing that's happening over to the side. So my deal. So I'm all in, I'm financially committed, I am emotionally committed, and you know, I am losing my health, but it didn't matter. What happened was there was a tragic event, which you would never have saw coming. Billy Mays was on a flight coming into Florida from the Caribbean. He lands his plane and he basically bangs his head. The next morning, his wife found him dead. Now, the deal that I had put together had 3 people at play. Obviously the Duchess, because she said, yes, I'll be your celebrity. TVSN said, yes, we'll put your product on TV. Yes, Pitchman will do, the Discovery said, we'll do a show about you. Guess who was the only one who put the financial risk in? Everybody else was going to do their bit, but I had to create the product, I had to do all the product, and I had to ship it all the way over to Florida for it to have clinical studies. So I was already all in. I got a phone call. Now, this is a lesson for you. The contract had not been signed by the Pitchman boys. It had been signed by everybody else, but we were waiting on him to fly back to Florida to sign the contract, that it was all a done deal. But me being me, jumped off the mountain, laid down the investment, I pulled every bit of money out of my house, our houses, and we were completely, gonna risk and lose everything. And as a result, basically, I lost the whole lot. Because he hadn't signed the contract, I get a phone call, the deal's off. So you can imagine, to my horror, I'm sick, I'm poor, I have a family who I haven't really done anything with for a while because of my obsession. So I kind of flatlined right there. I flatlined. And I didn't go to heaven and die and come back, no. In my heart, everything that I had ever lived for, flatlined. I lost my identity, I'd lost everything. So we'll just go to the next slide. So obviously 33, after the first, I had 2 more emergency trips. And the doctor said, look, there's something seriously wrong. We don't know exactly what it is, but we think you have an incurable disease. We don't know what it is, we can't give it a name. It's like an autoimmune disease, but it's attacking your body. I took 3 trips to the emergency. I had CT scans, I had this, I had that, and I basically was like, okay, this is not good. I have huge losses right now. So we'll go to the next slide. So what did I lose? I lost the properties, I lost my health, I lost my marriage. Oh, that's another story. We'll save that one for another one, Kerrie. And I lost my identity. My identity was the invincible superwoman. That was my identity. That's what I thought I was. But all of a sudden, I'm now this nothing. I've got nothing. I've got nothing. I've got no properties. My whole identity was external. It was all about what I had and what I did. I was just driven by, acknowledgement. The bigger and better I got, all I wanted was someone to say, well done, Dawn, good. And I'd be like, oh, okay, I'll go harder. I was just seeking love and acceptance in all the wrong places. And, but something in me, I said I flatlined. I did flatline. I remember, I've got all this loss around me, and here I am driving out onto the highway. And I actually got to the very end of myself. And some of you I know in this room have probably got to the end of yourself. You know what that means, right? It's like, it's flatlining. I'm not living. And I just remember driving along the highway, and I remember saying, God, now I don't know what faith you're at, but when you've got to the end of yourself, there's really only another option, which is the SOS to a God somewhere, I don't know, some of you might be into the universe or Buddha or something, but I just cried out to a God I didn't know, and I said, if you're real, can you heal me? And that's really what I did. And because I'm driving along the highway, and I'm like, I'm done. Because I've got nothing, I'm nobody. Now bearing in mind where I was at, I didn't think about anybody else, I just thought about myself. So when you're in that moment, it's like, it's over. And that was me flatlining. And so, but I had, next picture, I had 4 little sets of eyes on me. If they come up. Yeah. Oh, is it that one?
Yeah, we had a double.
Okay. You got me, girls? No? 4 girls? No? Oh, where are they? They are there. I've got them. Anyway, black and white? Black and white picture?
Camouflage in butterflies.
Well, they disappeared. But I can quite assure you they are alive and well, and they were my reason for living. They really, really were. And so I basically thought about my kids, and I thought they need their mother to get their clip together. And I don't know, I believe that my prayer worked, and it's just over a period of time, I radically changed my life. I got a cleaner, I got home help. I had no money, so I was just doing what I could I was delegating things out. I stopped trying to do everything on my own, and I just knew, I admitted the invisible woman disappeared, and I'm now a little bit more humble, and I'm now starting to look at the blessings, because who knows that in any low, if we're having a low, somewhere in the midst of a low, there is a blessing. I don't care what anyone says, there is a blessing, and if you keep your eyes on all the problems, guess what? You're going to stay down, you're going to stay in the low. And Matt already said, he got his mind, he went, no, I am not going to agree with that, I am not going to do that. I'm going to make some changes. And so for me, next slide, I had to look on what did I receive from this lesson? Because it was a life lesson, and I'm either going to stay flatlined or I'm going to live again. And my choice was to live again. And I had to think about, okay, so what goods come out of this? And if you have a look at the next one, you'll see my babies, should we? Okay, no, they still don't want to come.
We had a double slide again, and now this one.
Really? Josh! I am not making it up for children, all right? These guys will testify. Trust me, one of them's a teenager, and she's given me grey hairs, I can tell you. I've met my man. But who knows that in a moment, your life could be changed. And I had to look at the blessings that were in my life. And they basically, what I received from my journey was compassion and humility.
Yeah.
Pretty much, compassion and humility. That's what I walked away with. I was selfish, stubborn. That person died. That person flatlined. And compassion and humility came alive in my life. And I was able to launch this. Now, I quit entrepreneurship. I said, never again. I am never. The entrepreneur me is going. It's trouble. It makes me lose everything. That's it. So I kicked it. That's when Kerrie came into my life. Because I was like, I'm quitting entrepreneurship, I'm never doing it again. I'm going to work, I'm going to do social enterprise. That's what I'm going to do. And anyway, so I don't even know how I found you. Was it an ad in the paper? Who knows? But it was like, I just want to serve someone else. Because I was changed and this new compassion person arrived and this humble person arrived, like, okay, I just need to go serve someone else. It's not about me anymore. And so what I did was I started with Kerrie, and I worked with teenage girls because they were real wild and crazy, and I loved it. It was like exciting to be around them because they were a challenge to me because they were wild, they were like wild horses, and I was like, right, I'm going to harness you, and I'm going to love you, and you're going to be okay. Because I saw so much of me in them. Yeah. And so we did that, and I developed an esteem program, and I rolled that out. And it was amazing. I contracted to the Salvation Army. They had a group of girls, and they were the wildest girls, okay? This is a funny story. And they were kicking and punching. Like angry girls are mad. They're wild. And they were having fights, and the Salvers were pulling their hair out. They're like, we don't know what to do with these girls. They'd had psychologists in, and the doctors in, and all these security in. And then they rang me. They said, please, can you come and help us? And I said, what's going on? They said, well, they're all angry, they're all fighting, and we just don't know what to do with them. Can you do anything? And I'm like, holy moly, what do I do with, you know, some angry girls? And I just had this like sweeping thought. I thought, you know what? There's no mothers in their life, there's no fathers in their life, there's nothing. What can I give them? And I thought, I can just love them as a mother. I thought, that's my greatest gift to them, is just love them. And I thought, if they were my kids, what would I do? And I thought, well, I would take them horse riding, I would go take them ski lessons, surf lessons, I'd take them for high teas, I'd make them get dressed. All the things a loving mother would do for their daughter. And I thought, that's what I'm going to do. So I rolled out a 10-week program, I took it to the Salvos and said, can I do this for them? And they said, yes, go for it. They were just happy for someone to. So I got myself a minibus, and I just took these, and I just lavished them with love. Something that they were quite shocked, and they all dressed up and they all participated 100%. Now there were 6 girls when I got them, and I'm talking ice addicts, I'm talking they were pimped out sexually, they were abused, there was no home, there was nothing. So these were and they were, you know, there was a lot of girls that wouldn't even share their stories. And I remember taking this one girl out on a horse riding session, and she didn't tell anybody her story. And I don't know, there's something about a horse. I don't know if you're from the country, there's something about a horse, there's something therapeutic about a horse. And when we got on the back of the horse, she basically just opened her heart out to me, and she just told me her whole story. And she said at the end of it, she said, I have never told anybody that story before. And she said, I feel amazing. She said, I feel like this weight's been lifted off my shoulder. And I thought, thank God. Thank God I'm not that corporate high flyer. I'm a girl now that just loves to serve others. And because I had a transformation, now part of me is out there helping others get transformed. And just through the love. That's all I did, was just love them. And obviously that grew a little bit. Can we go to the next picture? So obviously I'm back to this. In 2013, I turned 40. And I thought, the girl's still got it. I needed a challenge. And basically I decided, has anybody done Tough Mudder? Oh, we know, right? That's pain. That's pain. But guess what? I went back to the doctors. So not 2009, 10, 11, 12, 4 or so years later, not one sign of the disease in my blood. Zero. And I thought, I'm 40, I bought a dirt bike, and I did Tough Mudder. And it was amazing. It was, if you've done Tough Mudder, there's no words for it, there's no word for it. Next picture. And now I enjoy, back when I was sick, I couldn't even cut a piece of bread. Like, I seriously could not. I was completely, you know, and that's me. That's my, there they are! So that's us. We went on a trip to America, and we got a 40-foot RV, and we went and did around America. It was absolutely amazing. That's another restoration story, but hey, I'll do that next time. But what's happened now? Where am I now? What's going on with me now? I went from working with teenage girls, and now I have just recently become the CEO and the chairman of Her Freedom Foundation. And just today, I have been sat. Oh, I'm going to cry. Because I just sat and listened to stories of hope today. So, from women who have come out of the sex trade in Brisbane. And part of what I've done is I've basically taken the entrepreneurial gifting that I believe God gave me, and I've used it for good. It's not about me anymore. It's now about these other people. And what we do is I set out to go, right, I want to help 1.5 million women, children, men, whatever, I don't care, get set free emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Because I needed it. I got transformed. I got set free of all of those things, and it is now my goal in life to do it for others. Thank you.